Hello everyone, it's More Easy Graphics and I'm Babatunde Moses by name. Today I'm going to show us how to create a health social media poster using Photoshop. Now I'm going to make a unique design today, and as you can see we have a health poster here. And this is what we're creating. I'm going to show us how I created this step by step. So without any further ado, let's just go straight into it. So now the first thing I'm doing, as you know, is to create a new page. After creating a new page, I'm going to be using inch, not pixel, 12 by 12 inch. So I'm going to create. Now before I begin with anything, I need to create a guideline whereby all, just like a frame where all the content will be, and this content would pass any of the grid line I'm going to be making here. So let's just do that. So I'll be getting this from my view. I'm getting this new guide layout from my view. So what I'm going to do now is to click on this straight. Now this is what you would see. Now the next thing for you to do is to actually take this off. The numbers of lines you want should be 1. So when you have 1, you can come over to the row. When the column is 1, come over to the row. The rows too should be 1 instead of 2. So I'll be making use of 1 instead of 2. Now you can just leave it this way. The next thing you need to do is to create margins. Now these margins are now the places where your whole content will be. You mustn't let your content exceed the margin you've actually drawn. So now I'm going to make my margin 400 all through. So 400 for the left, for the bottom, and the right too will be 400. So 400. So after doing this, I will click OK. Now this is a guideline for me not to pass and to exceed the box inside here. Anything I'm doing that exceeds this, any content I'm typing, any word I'm typing that is exceeding this, it's actually off it, except for the backgrounds and the image of the we are going to use, of the image the doctor will making use of. That would have to exceed, but the write-ups you have in your text shouldn't pass this, your logo shouldn't pass this, your social media and handle shouldn't pass this. So just note that. So the next thing I'm going is to create a new to create the background rather. So I'm going to bring in the love. Now we are going to be making use of a color code. So I will want you guys to actually note this color code. Now the color code for the background is going to be green. So there's the color code right here. I'm going to copy this. Now after copying this, I need to give this a color, not black. The color I'm going to be using is green, like I said. So I'm going to add a color overlay on this. Okay, the color is already here. Now if I want to actually get the color imputed in, I would have to paste it and for us to confirm if it's the right color. Okay, now click OK. I'm going to click OK. The next thing is just to reduce the opacity, because I don't want my background object to compete with my content. So I would give this to 10%. I'll give this 10%, and that is it. And the next thing is to bring up my image. Now I'm going to bring up the image in. So I'm dragging this in. So after bringing it in, I'm going to crop out the image out of the background. So I'm going to be making use of the quick action tool. So to take off the image, first of all, I'm going to rasterize the layout. Then after rasterizing the layer of that image, the next thing to do is just to take off the background. So I'm going to remove the background from the image. So as you can see, it has clearly removed the background. So I'm going to resize this to a stage where I think I'm okay with it. So I think I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. So I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to create another layer and make use of my brush to create a kind of faded color of green on this man here. So I don't just want to create a color background. I want to put a layer on him. So that's the way I want to create this social media poster. So the next thing is to take my brush, and I'm going to resize my brush. I'm going to make this bigger than the size, larger than this. Okay, I think it's too small. So for you to get this option, it's a shortcut with the mouse. What I did was I right clicked on my mouse. So when you right click, it brings the option. I will do that now, and it will give me the option. So like you're seeing, okay, I think this, let's just undo this action. Okay, now my color is already on my background, is on my foreground color already. I've selected it on my foreground color. So that is why when I was trying to explain how to get shortcut, it actually popped out and painted the image. So if you want to actually choose, if you want to make use of your brush and you need to paint on your background or anything you want to do, make sure your foreground color is set to the color you want to make use of. So I would copy the color code here, and I'm going to paste it here to make sure. Now I've selected the color I wanted. I'll click OK. So my color now is based on my brush now has the color of my foreground color. So anything I'm going to do here is going to bring out the color. So let's just brush through. So as you can see, this actually, so I'm going to brush to this extent as well. Okay, I think I'm cool with this now. So I'm going to hold it right there. So after doing this, I need to bring up my content. I can actually reduce the opacity of this if it's too much. But I guess it's okay for me at this point. It's okay. So my content will be the next thing coming in. So before then, I'm going to hide this because I have some shapes here. So I want to make sure the shapes are well arranged. So now the shapes has no color in it. Why? Is because the fill-in has no color. So I'm going to put this color to get the shape fill in. So I'm going to reduce the stroke as well. The stroke is too much. I'll have to put it on 1. I'll leave the stroke as 1. So make sure your settings is like this. If it's not like this, you won't be getting what you want. So make sure you set the shape to this. So now after doing this, I've gotten the shape I want, but it's in front of the image, so I need to drop this at the back. So all right, I think this is better. So after that, I'm going to draw another shape above the image. So this will stay here. And I just want to create some interaction of I want to create a flow when my audience are reading, so they could flow along with what I'm doing. Because when I'm putting my content, putting up my content, I want it easy for them to be able to read from the top to the down part and flow with the reading. The next thing I'm going to do now is just to create the last shape. For creating the last shape, I would have to make use of some, I'll create some settings because it's a transparent one. So after this, I'm going to place this stuff at the back because it's meant to be on the image as well, and the image it's meant to be at the image, but due to the shape here going to be at the back, I need to make sure the shape comes out, and this shall the brush we did here comes up, and also this comes up. So I need to make sure they are all well set. So the last shape I said I'm going to draw here is going to be a transparent one. So I'm going to draw the shape just to add my, that is where our time will be, that is where it will be. Now the last shape I'm drawing, or I'm going to, let me duplicate this, just to, let me duplicate this instead of drawing another shape part. So to this better, let me raise this up a bit and raise this up a bit. I think I'm satisfied with this. So I'm going to bring this down. Yeah, so now there's a way I created the glass effect here, so I'm going to show us how I created the glass effect. Now what I did is I made this of beveled and embossed. So in beveled and embossed, my settings would actually look this way, but before that I need to reduce the fill. I need to reduce, oh sorry, not this, I need to reduce the fill, and this should come back. I need to reduce the fill. So when I reduce the fill, I'll be able to see the action. I'll be able to preview what I'm doing. Okay, and as you can see it's bringing out the shape already, but I'm not satisfied with this. So what I'm going to do is I would increase it and also change some settings here. So I'll leave this as at 145. I'll leave this as 145, or let's say minus 145. So oh, no, let's this as 145. I think this is okay. Yeah. So okay, I think 60 will be better. Why? Because I'm going to place my shadow at the back. I'm going to place all my shadows this way, this angle. So I probably want the highlights should be around this edge. So that is why I'm going to leave it that way. Now the next thing is just to change my gloss to ring. So after changing the gloss to ring, I'm going to check the side, leave the size this way, then soften the edges. So after doing that, I'll go down to my contour, then also change this to ring, and click OK, and go back to my blending, my beveled and embossed. So here I would be reducing the opacity to give that glass effect here. So then I can click on OK. So I've given this a glass effect, but I need to add shadows to all my jobs. So I'm going to come over to shadow and have it here. Now I actually choose the green for my shadow because I want everything to rhyme up together. I want everything to blend together. So instead of choosing the black, it will look somehow on it. So I decided to make use of the yellow. And now it is good to make use of the same darker shade of the color you are using for the back, for the shadow. It gives it a cool color. So I'm going to click OK for this. The next one, I'm going to click shadow as well for this. So with the same color, so, and at the same side. After doing this, my write up, my contents will be the one coming up next. So I have them typed inside notepad already. All I need to do is to start copying and pasting. So I'm going to copy and paste present. So click my text tool and present, and I'm going to paste by pressing Ctrl V. So I'll reduce the size down to, let's say, 15. 15 is that kind of small. Let's make it 20. Okay, I think 20 is better. Now before now making use of this Nesa. So I'll change the style to regular or bold. I think regular will be much okay. Okay. After doing this, I'll actually make the P a small letter instead of the capital letter. So I think I prefer it this way. But before then, I need to bring in the logo we are going to make use of today. So I'll drag this logo in here and resize it, then place it up here. But I'm going to add up my ruler to make sure every of my content on this roll is straight. So I'm going to add up my ruler by just picking a ruler from this angle and placing it here. So all my content would be from here, from this angle, then add another ruler, and it will end here. So I think I'm satisfied with this now. So the next thing to do is just to add up my image, then add up present, reduce the font a bit. It's competing with the name of the company. So and I'm going to actually track this a bit. Okay, it's quite okay for me. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring in the next text, which is health talk. So now okay, sorry, the virtual meeting is the next content to be placed on this. So make use of my text, then paste. So I'll be speeding up this part for me to just have all my content placed on this place. So after I'm done typing in all the text I needed here, I'm going to make arrangement of all the content text here. So the meeting is already here. Then I'm going to bring the Google Meet icon to let you know it's going to be hosted on Google Meet. So the meeting is going to be hosted on Google Meet. So I'm going to resize this as well to a smaller shape, to a smaller size. So and place it here. Okay, I think it's better here. All right, now the next thing is just to shaping. Okay, I need to lock some of the things that would give me issues. So I'll lock from this point and hold my shift down to the love, so that I would have free movement when picking my text. So I do that by clicking on this, and it locks it generally. Now after doing this, I'll need to group this and call it the background. I'll group everything and call them the background. In fact, I'll have to group this with the rest of the I'll have to group with this with the rest of the images, so with the rest of the shapes, so I can be able to manipulate my text. So let me just do this. So I'm going to group. I will lock this up as well, and also group them together. So I'm going to hold my shift here and click from this point of the loft down to the ending of this point. So I'm going to group this and name them background. So after naming this background, I'll just have to lock it itself. So this won't move or make any replacement or any adjustment. So I love it here. this way. Now I can be able to, I'll be free to move my images anyhow I want it. So I'm going to take unlock this just to make it okay. Now I'll take this off from here. Now just want to make some arrangement with this. I'll be changing this font to popping, not Nessa. Well, I'll be changing the font typeface to black. Well, I think this is too much. Let me just take the typeface to extra bold. Now I'll be tracking, reducing the tracking to -20. So -20. Now I'll cut out my talk because there's a way I want it to be. I want to actually create this kind of communication to my clients. Now, when we say health talk, I prefer making use of a symbol, a shape to illustrate that. So I'm going to bring one shape in now, which is this that looks like a chart. Now, it's a chart symbol. So this is actually going to illustrate to my viewers or to my audience that we are about to talk here. So it's a health talk. We are going to discuss about some things and some things. So you need to know it's an health talk issue. So I'm going to size this well. I need to resize this as well. So okay, I think I'm cool with this. Resize this a bit. So I need to change this to another color, to green, so it will pop out it will make my content, the talk that will be in it will make it visible for my viewers to see. So I'll have it green already because my foreground color is on green. So any color I'm picking will actually fall on green. So after this, I'm going to bring in the talk back. So I'm going to paste it and click OK. Then try and drag it, resize it a bit, then bring it into this spot. Then I'll change the color to, I have to change the color to white, so it should be visible. So after changing the color to white, I'll resize it a bit and also bring it here. After resizing it, I'll change the typeface as well, so kind of leave it out bold. So now you can see we have health talk, virtual meeting health talk. So let me I have to bring this down a bit, it's far away. I have to bring this down a bit. Okay, I think it's better off where it is before, but I would need to resize it because we need to create hierarchy when we design. So if this is bigger, having much space, and this is also having much space, it will kind of compete with itself. So I need to make that know, I need to make us know that. So I'm going to reduce this as well. So after doing this, the next arrangement I'm going to do is the topic, the major topic, um, which is mental illness. Mental illness, not necessarily insanity. So the font I'm using for this is popping as well. For the mental is poppins. So I made use of popping bold, and I increase the font size and also change the color to white. So after changing the color to white, I'll need to divide this to 2. Then I'll bring the illness down a bit. After bringing it down, I'm going to key it to actually move closer to each other. So now after doing this, now I'm going to resize this to make it bigger than this and to make it bolder. So like you're seeing, the font size is kind of too big for me. The typeface rather, I would have it placed in medium, and I'll reduce the tracking. And increase this. It's too much. I think it's buying this way. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So after resizing my mental illness, oh sorry, not my mental illness, after reducing the illness, next thing is just to set this under. Well, I don't want it to be this long for, because the font size will be very small if I'm to bring it here, if I'm to make it to bring back this to fit the stuff. So now I need to just cut it into two, give it two line spacing. So then reduce the keying. After doing this, now I'm going to position it here. I'll position this here and resize it. So the keying is too much, it's too closer. I think it's better off this way. So take this PM off here. Now after doing this, I need to just make sure everything works fine. I'll still make some adjustments here, but the next thing I'm doing is just to bring in John now to place the speakers name, the speaker's name and everything into this white box. But to do that, I need to actually increase this and change the color. Then I'm going to do the arrangement quickly. Okay, the color is actually, and I'll reduce the tracking to about 40 or more. Okay, I think 60 is enough. I'll increase it and then bring it down, increase a bit. Okay. Now the next thing is just to put this under and change the color as well. So I'm going to reduce the tracking to this as well to 60, then increase this font size for readability. So after doing that, then the date is the next for stuff for me to do. I'm going to place this date here. It's typed already. The next for me here is the date and time. So I'm going to increase the font size for the date and the time. So, okay, now reduce the keying as well, the tracking. So move this close, so I want to make this visible for my audience to see that now the time I'm going to make the time as well to be bigger, to be bolder. So and as well reduce the tracking. I wish to reduce the change the font size of this to book, and I'll as well zoom it out. So this is it. Now this image right here is not popping out. Why? Because the brush here, the brush, the color I brushed over it is actually too much and it has exceeded the point where at which it will show at the heading. So what I'm going to do is just to reduce it by bringing it down. So let's go back to the background and unlock them. So now drag down to where it is. Let me unlock the ones I need to unlock presently. So I need to unlock the group as well, so it will give me access to unlock every other thing here. Okay. Now I'll bring this down a bit. I'll drag it down a bit. And okay, let's see. Are you seeing what happened now? This actually showed well. So I'll be changing the color as well. I'll be changing this color because I want it to be different from the background color, but still on the same color green color, but just a bit different and bold. So I'm going to darken this. I think this is okay for me. So I just want to make a difference between the background color and that shape the element I'm using, bringing out the topic. So after this, the next thing I need to do here is to bring out the mic symbol to show that this is the speaker. So instead of if I don't want to have my right up here as the speaker, so I can make use of the symbol to illustrate that there's a speaker here today. So I'm going to pick this symbol here and drag it down to this here to my design page. Then reduce it. After reducing, I'm going to make sure I place it well. So I'm going to place it here. Now as well change the color down to green. So as you can see, we are done with this. Now the last thing to do here is to add our line. To add the line to it, just give it. Okay, so before then, don't forget to subscribe to my page and also like and share for more videos. So yeah, I think we are really good with things the way it is now. So um I'll be adjusting this as well. I would have to place it up a bit. So I have to place it up a bit, and as well I want to change this color. I'm seeing this somehow, it's kind of not coming out well, not this kind of color I wish it. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, the next thing to do here is to draw out the line that comes across this part. So I'm going to draw this line now. Now I want to make something clear to you. I want to draw a curve line. Now before drawing a curve line, you need to make some settings right. If you don't get the settings right, you'll be getting it wrong, and you would feel kind of worried about this. So I want to show you how you could set your pen to draw a curve line. So this is it. Now you make your shape here. Make this, set it to shape. Set your pen to shape. Now then the fill, make it as no fill. When you make it as fill, you intend to get something else. So you make it as no fill. I don't know why this is not actually working. Set it as no fill. Okay, I think something is wrong somewhere. Okay, now I think I can do this. Okay, now like I said, make it as no color, as no fill. Now come here, you can set this to any amount. I can set this to 13, but I don't know the amount I'll be needing there, but as soon as I'm drawing I would know. Then I will have to set it to the line I want, the size I want. So now let's just draw. Now if you want to draw a curve line, just click on a point and come to another point, then you click and curve, you click and curve. Then after doing that, you can just click back and curve. So this is it. And now I'm having a zero stroke, but I need it to be kind of big so it will show what I want. I think okay. Now as you can see, you see what we're talking about. The stroke is on 21. Probably would leave it at 20 pixel. So okay, and that is it. So it's the next thing to do is just to place it where it should be. So I think where I'm placing it now, it's okay at that point. I'll probably need to raise it up this way. Okay, so it won't be affecting this So and that is that rather. So the next thing on the list is just to add a lens flare, kind of a feel of the green on this man's face to give it just another cool effect. So I'll be doing that by creating a layer on this image here. So I'm creating a new layer. Make sure the layer creates. So this is a new layer. Now I'll be choosing, okay, the color of my foreground color is should be green and should still remain the same green, or probably I'll just make the lighter part of that green, then press OK. Then I'm going to take my brush and okay, the size is okay for me. The next thing to do is just to click on this man's face next, and you can see it's actually showing, but that is not the end. I need to give it a blending option of screen. So when I give it the screen, it gives it the cool effects. That is it. And can add this at the bottom here as well, but it's not showing. So I need to create another new layer on my brush background. So I'll do this and create, make it a screen. But I think it's not needful here, so I'll have to delete it off. Yeah, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. I hope we all have learned something great today. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click on the notification button to get notifications of some new videos I'm going to be dropping after this. And don't forget to like and share to those who need this video. So let's call it a day.